Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're reviewing episode 3 of Dies Irae. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together we're Couch Talk. So before we get into this review, again, no spoilers down below, no confirming, denying of theories, especially since there's a lot of anime viewers coming in here. And we're anime viewers only as well.
Yeah, we have no VN experience.
Yes. And how these goes, we kind of break down and discuss the episode and then give our review and score at the end. So let's just go ahead and jump into the first scene of this episode. So it takes place like right after episode 2, where he meets Kay and Rusalka, and they go up to the rooftop. At least him and Rusalka do. Kay just kind of disappears. She's just kind of gone.
I wonder if he just was like, all right, both of you, let's go talk on the rooftop, in case it's like, no. And just like, no.
Anyway, they go up to the rooftop to have a discussion. Well, to be fair, they have a discussion in the scene, but nothing, I feel like, is actually said.
Right. Rin is like, hey, what the hell's going on? And Rusalka's like, wouldn't you like to know?
She says, here, I'll tell you a little something. And then all she says is, we've had a plan going on for decades.
Yeah.
And that's legitimately it. She doesn't really explain anything whatsoever that's relevant to actually answering any questions. Well, we just know she wants something.
Yeah.
They want something, and their wish is about to finally come true. Which...
yeah, all she said really is, we have a plan, and we're gonna execute it. It's like, okay.
And really the main focus here is that she's basically telling Ren you're gonna have to follow along with what's going on, because I can just kill everyone that you care about or know within seconds, as she threatens to destroy the school.
She definitely threatened him at the end, like, you're not gonna be able to stop what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's like the big takeaway from that scene. So the next actually big takeaway is, after we get through that, is back at the school, after school, I guess. Him and Kasumi get back together.
Yeah.
And they go to the gym for kendo practice, I guess, for her to continue practicing, even though all club activities were canceled because of the murders.
Right.
I do like that little twist here. He's like, I need the bodyguard.
I don't know what was up with the desk splitting in two.
I think that's trying to show that the power is kind of getting a little out of control. It's a little out there, because we see during this dojo scene that Ren is like, he's confused as to what to do with himself right now. He doesn't know if he should share what's happening, and he's kind of conflicted.
Right.
And I think later in the episode we learned that he's been controlling Kasumi.
Okay, so he's the one that... okay, because at first I thought it was Kraft doing it, but it's...
yeah, I only picked... to be fair, I read some of the subreddit, and those people were kind of explaining it a little bit.
So is it like Rin subconsciously doing it?
Yeah, he's
because
like
obviously he's not like...
because like later in we see that he's subconsciously chasing after her as well.
Okay, I guess there are hints, I guess, that he's the one doing it, but it's kind of hard to pick up from anime only.
They do a lot of like, they try to say things, but in the most cryptic way possible, that if you actually haven't read the VN, I think it's hard to actually pick up on things.
Yeah, I feel like
it's not a good case.
I feel like they made the anime kind of assuming people would play the VN, or at least have knowledge of it. But if you're looking at anime only, I feel like there's some details they leave out, or try and hide on purpose.
Yeah, that's definitely how it feels, because I saw that during that rooftop scene, they cut out like almost everything.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, in the dojo scene, basically Kasumi goes berserk
and just destroys
this dummy.
And then next, we get them just kind of hanging out. It's just a, hey, develop their character kind of scene. Nothing really to
Yeah.
take away from this.
It feels like they were trying to like. It's like, oh look how connected they are, like really
But
fast.
we already know they're connected.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Like we
I
knew they
feel
were
like they could
childhood.
have used the scenes that were like, I read that was cut out, that they could have put them in here still and just shortened this.
Right, because we know
Yep.
they're connected. They've been childhood
Yeah.
friends. He's lived with her, so like
We
we
get
learned.
this weird sexual harassment scene, and then it goes on, and the next thing that happens is, well, obviously hands him a necklace, and this kind of goes to Kraft and Marie.
Right. It's kind of like a parallel.
Yes. Um, yeah, whereas Kraft prepared the necklace. This at first I thought like, because it feels like Ren is like an extension of Kraft, and I was
Right.
thinking Kasumi was the extension to Marie, but it almost feels like slightly reversed.
Yeah. I feel like just Kasumi's just being used. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
for
she's mean.
like
And
every everyone, or at
yeah,
least like we're just gonna use you to push the plot.
yeah, and it feels like, and then they start some ceremony, I'm guessing, because the bridge blows up, and then we go to the guillotine, and it's lighting up in front of Father Trifa, and I think Kay
Okay.
is the one that's with him. Um, so obviously it's time for them to collect sacrifices, as they say, but they need not petty souls anymore. I think is what they say, petty souls. We need actual, real ones that matter, I guess. So
Whatever that means. Like
They're-
I have no idea which ones would matter.
and I'm feeling
main
this
character
is,
souls.
yeah, I guess. 'Cause that's what I'm guessing. They're collecting souls for this. I'm guessing the guillotine's like a gate to open up
That's
to
what, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Shambhala. And then that will bring back in,
Reinhardt.
yes, Reinhardt. Names are slipping.
There's lots of names. And then we go to
then we
what?
get-
Marie and Ren.
Yeah, they finally meet, I guess. Or they've met, they just actually converse here. And we get, I'm guessing what she calls him is Ren's second name, like how everybody has a second name.
Right.
So that's whatever it was. I don't know if I won't even attempt to say it, to be honest.
Like what was it?
Cagliostro.
Cagliostro. That's probably right. Is this
But
like
that's-
some dream sequence? Is this just like in his mind? Is this like, I don't know.
I feel like it's like an interdimension kind of world, where like it's not, because I feel like those things are actually happening. He's actually meeting her,
Right.
but it's not quite
I just
in
like
the real world.
it kind of just felt like out of, I don't know.
I think the issue here is they have like the weirdest cuts.
Yeah, like why like when I was watching I was like, "Wait, why did it just go to that?" Like
Because now all of a sudden he's on the bench sleeping in the park. Kasumi's just gone. Like, where did he just say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the park to sleep, go home"?
yeah, like
Like what gets them to this point? I feel like that's a pacing issue. Is like you have these scenes where it's kind of slow and drawn out, and then they're like, let's throw as much as possible into
Right.
like 20 seconds.
like the relationship was like 3 minutes and then we have like boom 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 of scenes where supposedly a lot of stuff's happening but like we don't get all the context. It's like
Yes, exactly.
And
And
to
he
be-
just runs to the bridge. Like he clearly didn't see anything there. You don't see like in that shot, at least you don't see the flames.
yeah, but to be honest, I thought Kasumi was like dead during this scene. I was like, because even what Kay came around next, and she's like, "Oh, if you call, you'd learn what happened." I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm
But
like,
I think
what?
he's starting to learn that he's controlling her a bit, I guess is what's he's learning here. I'm trying to think about all that happens in that scene between him and Kay.
I think she
Kay's like
hints
telling her
towards
that,
it.
hey, you have powers and you're going to be gaining them soon.
Yeah, she talks about Kraft, and he also has a second name because everyone deserves two names in this anime, or you're not worth anything.
Yeah, if you only have one name, you're not a main character. Just get
your
that.
your soul isn't important enough.
So they have their little chat, and we get
We do get
Ren and Kasumi here.
well, we do get confirmation that the person who woke up that we saw last episode was Kasumi, and she
Yeah.
was the one killing people.
Yes, this is where it goes, and this is where we start to slowly learn that it was Ren that was controlling her, because she's not in it. It's definitely not quite her.
Yeah. I do like how Kay just said the role of a side character is to prepare the stage for the main character.
That is solely true. So, but I guess before we go too much into Ren and Kasumi, is we see Kraft. He's basically like a god, I guess. He sees everything that's going on.
Yeah, he's like in this.
It looks like he's like all knowing, and it's, as he says, it's my universe. And I think he's trying to build up Ren to not be like this, to basically give him a new outlook that he hasn't seen.
Yeah, because
So
he's
I feel
like
everything, like he's talking about deja vu.
Yeah,
Everything's plain. I know everything that happens. I know what lies at the end. I know how it all begins, and I feel like he's trying to make someone that can break that cycle.
right. He's like everything's the same.
Like,
Give me
eventually,
something.
if you're like a god and you see everything, you know what's going to happen. It kind of gets boring, right? So it's like, I need some new, fresh entertainment, something that's original, that's never been seen. Like, and that's what he's going for, is what that feels like from this scene.
Yeah, he's like, give me some spiciness, Ren. Show us what you got.
And that's when we go back to Ren and Kasumi, and here's where you actually it pulls it together that he's controlling her. Because when she goes, well, she slashes his arm first of all, the first
She
time, but
like splits it, and it's like, ugh. That's
but the next time she goes to do it, he stops it, and he says like that
Like-
that power's not yours. It's because it's his. It's actually his power, and that's why he's able to stop it, because it belongs to him.
right. She was in like this weird state of like still kind of Kasumi, but like not really. It was just strange because she was like, she obviously talked like Kasumi, like, oh, I wanted to help you and stuff, but then again, she's trying to like kill him.
Yes. And I'm not quite sure what happens here at the end, if she dies or not, because when we get into the next scene, the guillotine is bright, and it opens, it has like this little glyph that opens up below it, and it feels like the gate opened and someone came through, because they say Johannes, I think is the guy's name.
Right. I don't think she died. I didn't get that impression because like she didn't collapse or anything.
Yeah,
That could just be a bad.
but they were
cut
looking
timing.
for a meaningful soul. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if hers is meaningful or
I think that just goes back to the cuts. Like it was just a
Johannes, Johann, I think is the name. Lord Hedrick or
Hydric.
Johann. They say like
So many
the game.
names, dude.
Yeah, and he is here. So they must have got a meaningful soul from somewhere. Maybe not from Kasumi. Maybe it's just like a weird coincidence that it happens at that time.
Right. Maybe it had to do with the
someone
bridge.
didn't even die, and it just finally opened or something like that.
Right. It could have done something with that bridge fire, maybe.
Yeah, that too. So we get, it's just like we said, they do a lot of weird cuts. I don't know.
It seems that cuts
I don't
are
know
more
if they're chronological, to be honest. So
right. I feel like they're mistimed. Because it's because you try and connect them, and you're like, well, is that right? Like how the guillotine glows bright after they said, we need a meaningful soul, and that was right after Kasumi's like getting the power taken back away. So you're like, well, did she die? What happened exactly? But I don't think she's dead.
Yeah, I don't think she is either. Oh wait, we know she's not. They go back to her in bed. Derp.
Oh, look at that. Our wonderful theory was
Thrown away
confirmed.
right there. I just have to pay a little more attention. Well, I was trying to rewatch the episode some, and I just think I couldn't have time to like rewatch it all the way through. Mostly I want to rewatch a show, but there's so much shit that happens quickly, and again, they're trying to be as cryptic as possible. It feels like,
Right.
without actually trying to say anything.
But we do learn that the guillotine is referred to as a swastika.
Well, I think the people are referred to as Swastika.
Okay, the
'Cause-
people. Well, there's 8
Yeah,
of them because they opened
Yeah, Lord
one.
Hydric, he said like one swastika opened, and Lord Hydric is here, or Johan.
I can feel.
And then they have 7 more, I think is what they said.
Yeah, so 8 total. Actually, I wonder if that, you know how we got that picture in like episode 1 about that, it was like that red background with like all those figures. I wonder if there was 8 of those. I can't remember, but it might be referring to those people.
That is possible.
And is
Like
it
the background ones, not the.
Yeah.
Not
It was
mine,
like it showed like a bunch of silhouettes.
Yeah, it could be those.
Has this guy showed up before, Spine? This other officer looking guy?
I don't think so.
Maybe a brief appearance in episode. Is he the spider one in episode 0? Or I can't remember.
That would make sense. His name's Spine. It's kind of like a spider web.
I think I remember
I
seeing
think
a.
Spine is a form of spider web.
I think I
don't
remember seeing a brief glimpse of him in episode 0.
Yeah, he probably was. So, yeah, there's a lot that kind of happens here.
Yeah.
And then again, they just kind of throw people in
And just
out.
in the last scene, it seems Ren has the same mark that Marie did on his neck, which I'm not entirely sure what that means. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Did they like
maybe.
take his soul, and that's why he got a mark or something? I don't know. Does
Again,
that just
there's
like
some-
maybe that just
more-
confirms he has his power or something?
maybe he finally has awakened his power, and it's kind of like showing
Yeah.
it.
But I don't. It's
Maybe
gotta have
his
some.
awakening caused the guillotine to open.
Maybe it's gotta have some significance to Marie, right? Because she's the only other character with that mark.
Yeah, it has to have. So
Maybe he has officially become Caligliostro or whatever. Maybe that's what it means.
all right, I think that does it for this episode, though. A lot of theories being dropped here because, well, there's a lot of cryptic things they're throwing out there for you to analyze and theorize.
Yeah, they're
on.
like it's just kind of they're like we're gonna tell you, but in the weirdest way possible. It's like
to where it doesn't actually tell you anything,
yeah, to where
unless you've read or played the VNs or whatever it is you do. So you want to give your score?
I'm gonna go with like I guess a 6. At least we got some like we kind of know what's going on. At least with Kraft, he just wants to kind of make things exciting for himself. We learned that Ren has this power and that he's been actually using Kasumi like as a what's that called? Whatever, just using her. It did feel jumpy, and like I wish they would give us more. Like I feel like at the times they do tell us stuff, I feel like they rush it, but at times nothing is really going on. They slow those down. So like the relationship thing, like we already knew that it wasn't, and then we it didn't need to be that long, and I wish they would have used that time for more of the rooftop to kind of explain what's going on. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like bad. It's just kind of confusing. So it's hard to judge something because I don't want to be like, hey, this is awful. Because I don't know, but there could be things that we're missing. And I don't know if that's the anime's fault or if it's our fault.
Or it could be both. Or I'm hoping that, like, as it goes on towards, it probably won't be till later where they bring it all
That's what I was saying.
together
It could
and-
be one of those animes where like it leaves everything a mystery and then all at once it brings it together. So,
And for this show, the way it's going all at once would be within 3 seconds.
yeah, it'd be like, hey, guess what? Kraft is actually Rin. The end.
So yeah, you're giving it a 6. I'm giving it a 5. I feel like it's kind of average. It's not bad. It's not good. It's
Yeah.
kind of, there's some entertainment value there. Again, the pacing is just all over the place. It doesn't feel like they've defined themselves yet or what they want to do.
It's sporadic.
Yeah, like they don't know quite what their purpose is with this anime, is what it feels like in this episode. They're still just trying to figure things out. Not a fan of how they're like, hey, we're gonna give you answers, but we're actually not. We're gonna say all these cryptic things that don't actually bring value or meaning to it.
Right.
But there are some interesting twists that come out through this episode, especially with Kasumi and Ren. We get a little more, I guess we keep getting more and more questions, not answers.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that's always a good thing. There's got to be some answers actually put in there.
Right.
And it's not a good sign when the top comment on a subreddit is, let's pretend this anime doesn't exist.
Yeah. I feel like people who have played the VN are probably frustrated with the anime.
That's definitely what it feels like in the forums. Like, the VN people are frustrated. Anime viewer only are just confused and lost.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's like if you played the VN, you're upset at the anime for doing a shit job. Because I heard the VN's actually super good. Like, but if I were to watch this anime, it wouldn't make me want to play the VN.
Yeah, I feel like this is why I'm saying they haven't defined themselves. They don't know which audience they want to appeal to. The anime, like, bring in a new crowd of people, the anime viewers, or the VN players, because it's like, well, we know they'll get it,
Right.
but the anime viewers won't get it, but we want to appeal to both. We don't want to appeal to just one.
It's kind
like,
of a bad decision. They should have just went strictly, if you were to just watch this anime and have no experience of the VN, that's how we
I
need
feel
to
like
convey this.
that's the point of an anime adaptation.
Right. Because
That's kinda
even
like
I saw
different
VN people saying like, well, why'd they cut out these scenes? Like, I feel like if they put these scenes in, it'd give better context. And like, that's not good, leaving out things that give context. Like, that's why people are confused, is because we don't have
Like,
the
they wanna be
knowledge.
Furious and cryptic.
Yeah.
They're taking it a little too far, but so that does it for our scores in this review. So again, for time for the YouTube spiel,
give us the spiel. Give us the spiel.
sure to like, subscribe, share the video with anyone you think will be interested, and of course, as always, comment down below. Let us know if we missed anything in the episode. Like last time, we missed something and somebody pointed it out, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
No spoilers, as always. Anime viewers only. Most people don't appreciate spoilers, I guess. Some explanations of what happens in the episode is, of course, fine. The interaction the last episode that we did was fantastic. So please just keep doing what you guys are doing. Until next time, then, peace out.
See ya.